Just a few days after a terrorist attack in New York City, Worcester Police Chief Sargent returns from Israel. The chief attended a week-long counter-terrorism seminar in the country. He met with police officials and security to learn more about terrorism prevention. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us live now with more on the chief's trip. Brittany?
Olivia, Sargent traveled to Israel with about 20 other local officials from Massachusetts. He says he learned a lot from a country who deals with terrorism often, but effectively.
10 hours out, 12 hours back.
It took a few long flights, but Worcester Police Chief Sargent says the lessons learned at the counter-terrorism seminar in Israel were well worth it.
Hopefully we don't ever see the instances that they see, but certainly can learn by what they've done over the last few years.
According to the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs website, in 2016, the country had 12 attacks involving vehicles ramming into people. Sargent says due to the number of terrorist attacks, Israeli law enforcement agencies are very organized and strict.
That area is such a hotbed anyways of the terrorism and violence, and they've done a good job to keep it at a lower level. It's a national police force, and then there's the military, and they work together. There's the intelligence side. There's so many different agencies, but they all work together. They're very coordinated.
Sargent was in Israel Monday during the attempted terrorist attack in New York City and says Worcester police are on high alert when these attacks happen.
So all the symbolism of New York makes them a hard target, but that doesn't mean there isn't a place in this country that couldn't be a target. We're on alert. We make sure we check our airports. We have a train station. We have a lot of soft targets.
Sargent says in Old Jerusalem, every street is monitored, and while Worcester has some technology in place, he'd like to see more.
To see their real-time crime center, it's similar to what we have here, but for such a small area, and every street is covered, and they have somebody watching every single street. So impressed on how they handle it, and like I say, the technology, we can bring a lot of that back.
Yeah, it's just something that's like,
Now, Sargent says to deal with the large amount of vehicular terrorism, Israel has many barricades in areas of concern.